Zumbrota's covered bridge is located at the north end of West Avenue. It serves as an entrance to the Covered Bridge Park. The covered bridge has had a place in Zumbrota history for many years. This important landmark is nearly as old as Zumbrota itself. In 1857, the first bridge was built over the Zumbro River. Mr. T.P. Kellett wrote that the bridge was covered with sided poplar poles. These poles did service for 3 years, and then the bridge was built with an additional bend in the middle. The following winter it was knocked out by the ice and sent downriver. It was repaired and was knocked out again the next winter. The St. Paul Dubuque Trail was resurveyed in 1856. Zumbrota residents were told that the trail would go through Zumbrota if a bridge was built. It was important to the commerce and industry of Zumbrota to have this accomplished. Work on the covered bridge as we know it began in 1869. The grade was raised to control the flow of water and to make it level. J. Thatcher was the supervisor and largely responsible for the design of this structure. He wanted to make sure a substantial bridge would be built. He turned the plans over to E. L. Kingsbury, who oversaw the construction. The bridge was completed in 1871 with the overhead covering. Mrs. James Farwell, who was teaching school in Zumbrota, was the first person to cross the new covered bridge. As the years went by, the bridge was used by many people. Farmers reported that the horses did not like the bridge in the winter. The sleighs that were used in the winter would have to be dragged by the horses through the bridge. The bridge stayed in service until 1932, when the state of Minnesota constructed a concrete and steel bridge to serve Highway 58. At that time, the United States Department of the Interior paid tribute to the bridge and to the people of Zumbrota by issuing a citation that read, "The United States Department of the Interior, Washington, D.C., certifies that the covered bridge located in Zumbrota, Minnesota, has been selected by the Committee of the American Building Survey as possessing exceptional historical and architectural interest, and as being worthy of most careful preservation for future generations, and to this end a record of its present appearance and condition has been made and deposited for permanent reference in the Library of Congress. Signed, Harold Ikes, Secretary of the Interior." In 1932, the bridge was moved by horses to the fairgrounds. It was used for storage and exhibition purposes. Literally thousands of initials were carved into the bridge, leaving the mark of the lovers and youth of Zumbrota and surrounding areas. In 1970, the bridge was moved by truck to the Covered Bridge Park after the park was established. The park idea had been labeled Bailey's Folly because Howard Bailey began discussing the idea of a city park in the mid-1960s. That idea did become reality, and the bridge had a home again. Alvin and Roald Nordvold moved the bridge for a cost of $6,800. The citizens would have preferred that it be placed over the river, but lacked the funds to do it, so it was placed in the park on a man-made grade in a field. The bridge was repainted and re-roofed. It was used for many purposes while there, including church services, youth meetings, and seating for the Lions Barbecue. In 1975, the covered bridge was added to the National Registry of Historic Places. In March of 1997, the 52-ton structure was finally moved back over the river, creating a new entrance to the park and passage to City Hall and the library. Many walkers, runners, and bikers use the bridge to access the trail system and swimming pool and neighborhoods on the north side of the river. When the new Highway 58 concrete bridge was constructed in 2010, city officials allowed motorbikes to cross the bridge so people could leave their cars parked in town. People were often seen crossing the bridge on scooters and mopeds with packages of groceries and other items purchased in town. The sheriff's youth wagon train was also allowed to cross the bridge. The bridge today is a vibrant community landmark that has served the community for more than 145 years. This is brought to you by the Zumbrota Historical Walking Tour Project. We hope you enjoyed the tour.